Listen carefully to this. For the last few months, multiple deep-sea research teams from different countries started recording something unusual in the Mariana Trench. At first, they thought it was a system error. Then they thought it was underwater earthquakes. But then something changed everything. The signal started repeating. Same pattern. Same timing. Same direction. And every time they tried to get closer, the signal stopped. But the most disturbing part is this. One research submarine stopped responding for exactly 14 minutes. When it came back online, the crew refused to talk about what they saw. All they said was one sentence. Do not go deeper than this point. Now ask yourself this. What kind of signal can survive at the deepest point of Earth's ocean? And what exactly made trained scientists refuse to continue their mission? Because what they discovered there was not supposed to exist. Chapter 1, The Deepest Place on Earth. The Mariana Trench is not just deep. It is extreme beyond imagination. Pressure is more than 1,000 times the surface level. No sunlight has ever reached it. Temperatures approach freezing. Any known structure struggles to survive there. And yet humanity continues to explore it. Because it represents the final unknown frontier on Earth. But what researchers did not expect was that the trench might not be silent. It might be active. Alive in a way we do not understand. Chapter 2, First Unusual Detection. The first confirmed anomaly came from a Japanese deep-sea observation vessel. Their sonar picked up a low-frequency pulse. Initially dismissed as equipment noise. But the pattern repeated. Every 37 seconds. Perfect interval. Perfect repetition. No variation. They recorded it for several hours. It never changed. Then something strange happened. The moment the vessel changed depth, the signal disappeared. When it returned to the original depth, the signal came back instantly. This was the first sign that something was interacting with observation itself. Chapter 3, International Confirmation. Within weeks, similar reports came from other oceanographic stations. United States. Europe. And independent deep-sea sensors. All reported the same pattern. Same frequency range. Same repetition cycle. Same location near the Mariana Trench boundary. At this point, scientists could no longer ignore it. It was not equipment error. It was not geological noise. It was structured. And structure usually means intelligence or process. Chapter 4, The Deep Expedition. A high-level research mission was approved. A deep-sea submarine was deployed. Its objective was simple. Reach the source. Record everything. Return with data. The descent began normally. Communication was stable. Depth readings were consistent. Until they crossed 9,000 meters. That is when external sonar started behaving strangely. A large undefined shape appeared below the vessel. Not sharp. Not fixed. Just movement. Like something massive shifting in darkness. Then the sonar stopped. Completely. Inside the submarine, systems remained functional. But outside world connection was gone. For 14 minutes. Chapter 5, The Moment of Contact Loss. Those 14 minutes remain unexplained. No data transmission. No external tracking. Only internal logs survived. And they show something disturbing. The submarine did not move. But external pressure readings changed rapidly. As if something was approaching and circling. Then cameras briefly captured movement. Not a creature in the normal sense. More like a distortion in water density. A presence without a defined body. Then everything stopped. When communication returned, the crew requested immediate ascent. No questions answered. No footage released publicly. Only one private statement leaked later. It was not random. It was reacting to us. Chapter 6, The Signal Structure. After the mission, scientists analyzed all recorded signals. They discovered something unexpected. The pattern was not random. It followed mathematical consistency. Repetition cycles. Amplitude variations. Directional responses. It behaved like a system. Not biological chaos. Not geological noise. But structured output. Almost like a communication attempt. But not in human language. Chapter 7, Scientific Theories. Multiple theories emerged. Some suggested unknown deep-sea species. Others proposed geological resonance patterns. But a more controversial idea was quietly discussed. What if deep ocean trenches contain isolated ecosystems that evolved independently? Environments where pressure replaces light. Where chemistry replaces oxygen dependency. Where intelligence, if it exists, would not resemble surface life at all. If true, this would mean Earth has more than one evolutionary path operating simultaneously. But no one can confirm this. Because access to that depth is extremely limited. Chapter 8, Why Exploration Stopped. After the expedition, deep exploration in that exact region slowed significantly. Official explanation. Technical risk and instability. Unofficial pattern. Repeated equipment failure near the same coordinates. Repeated loss of sonar clarity. Repeated reports of movement below vessels. And repeated warnings from crews who returned. Most teams refused to go back. Final sequence. The last active sensor in that region still transmits data. And it still shows the same pattern. Repeating. Consistent. Unchanged. Waiting. Which leaves one final question. If something has been sending signals from the deepest part of Earth's ocean, and it has been aware of our presence, then why has it never surfaced? Or maybe it has. And we simply do not recognize it yet. Chapter 9, The Second Pattern. After the first expedition reports were sealed, scientists assumed the signal would fade. It didn't. It changed. A second pattern emerged. Same location. Same depth range. But now the intervals were different. The original 37-second cycle had evolved into a layered structure. One signal inside another. Like multiple sources overlapping in perfect coordination. What made it more disturbing was the timing. The signal began to intensify exactly when human activity near the trench increased. As if it was responding in real time. Not repeating. Adapting. Chapter 10, The Deep Sensor Failure. A new network of autonomous deep-sea sensors was deployed. No human crew. Only sealed observation units. They were designed to record without interference. For the first few days, everything was normal. Then all units simultaneously recorded the same anomaly. Not just signal detection. But internal system disturbance. Data corruption occurred in identical patterns across all devices at once. Even though they were separated by hundreds of kilometers. This was the first sign that the source was not local. It might be network-wide. Or environmental. Or something affecting perception itself. Chapter 11, The Lost Data Fragment. One sensor module transmitted a final corrupted file before shutting down. When reconstructed, it contained a partial sonar image. Not clear. Not stable. But enough to disturb analysts. A vertical structure beneath the seabed. Not rock formation. Too symmetrical. Too layered. Too precise. Some described it as constructed geometry inside natural geology. But official reports avoided that wording. Instead, they labeled it unclassified subsurface anomaly. After that transmission, the unit stopped functioning completely. Chapter 12, The Sound That Should Not Exist. Deep ocean acoustics experts analyzed the recordings again. They discovered something unexpected. Inside the signal pattern, there was a low-frequency sublayer. Too consistent to be natural. Too structured to be random. It did not behave like sound waves from known sources. It behaved like intentional modulation. Almost like encoding. When slowed down, it revealed repeating intervals that resembled communication structure. But no known system matched it. Not marine life. Not seismic activity. Not human technology. It was something in between categories. Chapter 13, The Human Response Effect. During later controlled experiments, scientists noticed something even more unsettling. When recording equipment was activated near the trench region, signal intensity changed. But not because of distance. Because of observation. The act of monitoring itself altered the signal behavior. This is when researchers introduced a term internally. Reactive ocean phenomenon. Meaning. Whatever was producing the signal appeared aware of being observed. And changed behavior accordingly. Chapter 14, The Third Descent Attempt. Despite warnings, another unmanned descent probe was launched. This one was different. Shielded systems. Independent power source. No live communication link. Its mission was simple. Reach the anomaly zone and stay active as long as possible. At first, it performed normally. Depth increased. Data streamed steadily. Then, at extreme depth, all outgoing data slowed. Not failed. Slowed. Like something was compressing transmission speed itself. Then the final frame was received. A complete blackout image. But within it, analysts noticed something. A structured pattern in darkness. Not visual distortion. But organized presence. Then transmission stopped completely. Chapter 15, The Theory Shift. After repeated failures, scientific consensus began to split. One group maintained geological explanations. Another suggested unknown biological systems. But a third group proposed something more controversial. That the ocean trench environment may host a self-regulating system. Not a creature. Not a single organism. But a distributed intelligence layer embedded in deep ocean pressure zones. A system that does not think like animals. But behaves like environmental computation. If true, it would redefine ocean science entirely. Chapter 16, The Silence Zone. Following all incidents, a specific coordinate range was quietly marked as restricted. No public announcements. No media explanation. But deep-sea mapping data shows something unusual. A region where all signals flatten. No sonar returns. No acoustic reflections. No biological signatures. Just silence. Absolute and consistent. Oceanographers refer to it informally as the silent zone. And it overlaps perfectly with the original anomaly location. Chapter 17, Final Observation. The last recorded transmission from the region remains unchanged. Still active. Still repeating. Still structured. And still responding intermittently to external presence. Which leads to the final unresolved question. If something exists in the deepest part of Earth's ocean, that can detect observation, alter its behavior, and remain undetected physically, then the real mystery is not what it is. The mystery is why it has never revealed itself completely. Or perhaps it already has. And we simply do not have the ability to recognize it.